Hey, I'm back with good content. I say good, it's mostly just the wonder content you should be expecting rather than whether I decide to shit out this month or the next month or twice a month even. Just kidding. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. An idea for the video, I wanted this one to be a bit more tutorial-ish, should I say. Show the whole process start to finish of what goes into making a model like this. I've split the process into three parts. The first one is traditional design, traditional sketches, design on paper basically, trying to put ideas down, analyzing past Alfa males and trying to come up with something of my own. The second part is Blender modeling, so that is where I do most of my work because that's my area of expertise, if you will, even though I'm not an expert by any means. You'll see. That's going to be the longest part and the most complex one. And finally, the third part is scenery, photography, and cinematography, basically making animations and taking photographs. Disclaimer time, 90% of what I do is experimental. Even in editing this video, which I'm recording this intro after editing, and it's a process, I see just how wrong I was in analyzing past designs, focusing way too much on the details like the headlights and taillights instead of like the general what was the artist trying to say with this line and this line. Long story short, this is the first in the trilogy, so let's just first talk about the design, how it came about, and yeah, I present to you the 2022 Remy's Alfa Romeo inspired Bolide. The initial idea did look a lot different from what eventually came to be. You can even see a sneak peek that I put in the F40 video. At that point it wasn't very well thought out. I didn't really know what I wanted it to be. The concept itself is now sort of a mix between a modern luxurious feeling and that old vintage analog feel. It doesn't have the unnecessary comfort features like AC. It still has ABS and safety features. It's basically a car for the rich to just throw around the track or feel like they are drawing that old vintage car, but without actually risking or destroying a vintage car, right? Long story short, again, there's not much content here, but this is part 1 of 3, so stay tuned for part 2, and yeah, let's just jump right into it, even though you've never watched the guy and I don't know who he is. Jontron? That's not Jontron. This is completely irrelevant. Bye. Hey there once again. Today I'm starting a new project, or should I say restarting a new project, which is the Alfa Romeo Bolide kind of thing. I'm gonna try and document my process from start to finish, but simultaneously doing something that I've never actually done before, which is designing stuff rather than just coming up with it as I go. So I've got a notebook in front of me. I have a camera pointed at the paper, the face cam, and I have a screen recording here that I will show you the references on. This is the 4C or 8C, I'm not sure. I don't actually know the difference. Here we have the circular taillights and the oddly shaped headlights, I will say, but keep a note of those circular taillights for now. We have a Brera Italia, Brera, no, I have no fucking idea what it's called. I think I remember this one from Test Drive Unlimited 2. But we can see our first taillight design, which looks something like this. We have a swoosh towards the bottom, getting taller near the end, and then wrapping back up and around. A bit longer than that, but that's the general idea, I'd say. This is another side profile of the Giulia quadrifoglio, yeah. Also kinda simple, I'd say. I don't want to say sophisticated, it's sophisticated, it's just not busy. You have a few lines going across rather than like 20 on a BMW or something. So I have the front, which we'll get to later. This is the, what the fuck is this, Giulietta? Oh, it's the Giulietta. And we are now at the second taillight design. Okay, so it gets shorter at the end, but we have a circular shape here, and then it extends outside, and we have the inside. Oh, this is the inside. We have the vertical kind of 60-70 degree. The fuck, it's this shape, son of a bitch, towards the inside of the car. Third back of the car. Fucks everything up. This is whatever the fuck it is, 147. No circular shape on the outside, and there's no real line here going up. We have the 155, which is interesting once again. We have a white bar now and rectangular headlights. Now this makes sense, this is a car from the 80s 90s, so the rectangular design does make sense, but we have the line going up. This one doesn't, as I said. So far the only common theme I'm seeing is that upwards going line. Yeah. And then we have the Alfa Romeo GT, which once again fucks everything up because it follows this kind of design language, which doesn't follow any other design language, so I'm kind of confused on that. Here we have the 156, kinda just .156 also. Then we have the mess that is the Giulia. Once again, doesn't follow anything. Now we have a upside down triangle in the back. Yeah, that's the problem I'm having with trying to determine some sort of a design language. Where's my eraser? There it is. Not like that. Doesn't look similar to anything. Maybe this one with that triangle down there. So yeah, this isn't a triangle, this is perspective. And then we have the Mito, which is kind of like the 4C 8C with the circular taillights, which I don't really have to sketch, they're just circles. There we go. That's the 4C. We have the Giulia once again. Real confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing there. And the 166, is there 166? Hold on. 166. Sure as fuck isn't. I don't know my alphas. Is it a 159? Is it? Yeah, it's a 159. Yeah, now we have the, so now we have down. Then we also have the headlights, which vintage, again, kind of circles. This is just in the wrong folder, but rectangle here, spider eyes on the 4C, We have a whole line up here. Spider eyes, kinda egg-shaped. Rectangles, circles, rectangles. I mean, not a rectangle, but general shape. Circles. And the modern ones are kind of bird eyes. Not sure. Circle in the middle with a design around it, which is yeet. Yeet. So we've seen circles in the front, even in the modern variant, just of course hidden within different designs. So let's try and do something like that. This is going to be subject to change by all means. What have I done? No goddamn clue. I mean, I've designed some shit for fun in the past, but not actual design. Do I like it sticking up and outside? Not sure. Maybe I do, maybe I not. Now I wanna just quickly see what I'm gonna do about the side profile. This is a Bolide, so no real fenders, but I can copy the main body. This is all way too back, it should go forward, but I'm just kind of experimenting here, so. That we can see it's angled upwards, not downwards, like the Stradale, and it's got the same angle on the back here and kind of the same curve going across. So I'd say that's a definite design feature. You can see the 4C is still really simple compared to like other supercars, so like sports cars. I mean, I understand the vintage cars are simple because it was kind of hard to produce complex shapes, but yeah. And also I downloaded this screenshot. Is this the Stelvio? Not sure, but you also have the vintage sort of line, and that is kind of present, I guess. Not really because of this dip in the Stradale, I think. No, it's filled up with a window line. So yeah, that does work, I guess. So yeah, what we can conclude from this is, if I don't pause my music, a simple line across. Since I'm going for vintage modern, I'll take this angle, and it still needs that angle, and then I can add something like that on the top. Which I know this is just hyper generic. And yeah, I know this doesn't make sense either for a Bolide, since Bolides don't really have a cockpit, but I'll figure that out as I go. What are the fronts like? Yeah, the fucking fronts with the whole triangle. The 4C does have a real focus on it with the hood. Let's see the other ones. 156. Yeah, no, they all have that actually. So that's a feature. Kind of like a Rolls Royce line going across the hood and to the top of the grille. And you can also see that vent here, just different shape. Should I make like tin tires? Maybe. I'll think of that as I go. Okay, so we have that line. Is there a center line on this hood or no? Not really. Guess it doesn't need one. And then we need to place the headlight somewhere, and I'm seeing. And then place the taillights where exactly? Not the taillights, the headlights. Okay, high key hate this. That says high key shit. I've no idea. Okay, but I did figure out kind of how the headlights work. So that's something. Or at least sketch out what I could. I mean taillights, headlights, both. Headlights are here and there's a single design. As well as egg. There we go. That's like the second tail headlight. Pretty simple. Oh god. Let's think about it and I'll come back with it somewhat of a design. It is now day 2 of working on the Alfa Romeo Bolide. It is the 30th of September 2021. I have yet to finish the painting. It's gonna be late. Oh well. I wanted today, that's not a sentence. Today I wanted to finish up the design at least. I still have to polish up the rear, polish up the front, and then connect the two into one. This is where we left off, having designed this, I believe. Yeah. And I actually kind of like this. I was trying to design it from the rear and I couldn't decide how I wanted to make this look. I'll show you what I mean. But this works. What I did here works perfectly fine. Now, in school I was going for something like this, which is a curved rear with just circular taillights, which works when you look at something like the middle. Maybe the 33 Stradale. Hold on, let me find the right reference for that. I feel like that would work, right? Put a vent here and a vent down here. And if we would make oh, this is interesting. So all this in here would actually be the vent. Then I would have just body outside. Okay. Right. Do I want to follow a curve like this one? Do I? Did I design this one first or this one first? Because I like just the swoop, but I feel like that's maybe Jaguar. Not as much Alfa Romeo, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what I come up with in Blender. A lift up here for the plate. Might be able to turn that into an exhaust outlet. Yeah, not an exhaust outlet, just an exhaust area. Like that. Makes it a bit more aggressive, but I still want to keep that purity that the old Formula Ones had. That simplicity. This was basically just a bucket on wheels and pure insanity that ensued. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, put it into one side profile, front, back, top down, and I'll see what I come up with. I guess, yeah. With that fresh battery in, let's try and design something and see how it turns out. Where was I? Some guys came over, some dudes, and yeah, they probably heard me talking to myself for like a minute before I heard them. Anyways, what I was talking about, the 4C has these circular taillights at an angle, and I actually kind of really like that, so that's what I'm trying to implement here, and I think that works well. The front, I think, works well enough on its own, might need some refinement, but I think we are ready to go into Blender and start designing. And yeah, that's it. Blender time. Unless I want to render these, which I really don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna be rendering them. Fuck it. Fuck it. So I guess that'll be it for today. Having finalized the design as much as I was going to on paper. So closing my notebooks, getting them ready for... I think I have creation tomorrow, yeah. That's about it for part 1. I know I said I would do all the designing here, but I still did most of it in Blender because that's how I am. That's how I work. That's what I'm used to. The next project will be better. That's a promise. Well, not a promise, but I hope. That's a hope. I still felt it was only right to show everything regardless, so you know what the process looks like, and I'm not bullshitting anything. As I said in the intro, my design breakdown was flawed. I was focusing way too much on the details like the headlights and taillights instead of just the general shape, language of the actual cars. Because my philosophy on that is, even though all of this is shit, I'm well aware that the F40 video is shit and that this video is going to be shit compared to something down the road. But that said, I'm learning, I'm always going to do better. That's just, don't be ashamed to start. Don't be ashamed of making dog shit content, or afraid of making dog shit content. Like, don't chase perfection, because what is that quote again from the Bioshock vid? Have no fear of perfection, you'll never reach it. If you're thinking whether to start something or not, go start it. Fuck it up, break something completely, ruin a fucking car if you have to. Just start learning. The best time to start something is today. So yeah, just get going. That's my motivational speak. That's my motivational speak. Nicely done, mate. Nicely done. That's my motivational speech for the day. I don't know my script, so I'm rambling. I didn't have time to learn this script. I'm barely finding the time to fucking record this outro. Yeah, baby, professionalism. I've also learned to take myself a lot less seriously. I mean, the F40 video was meant to be professional. Like, I wanted to try and get that professionalism vibe, and I've kind of given up on that until I do another project like the F40, when I'm going to try and make everything nice and cinematic again. But this is off the cuff. This is just me making shit, and the creative process is a mess. Any artist will tell you, you don't make shit without making a mess. Adam Savage put it, I don't know if it was in his book or not. One of the things us makers, and anyone is a maker, if you make anything, you're a maker. One of the things us makers create is noise. We make so much noise. No matter what it is. If you're an artist, a painter, a sculptor, you're probably listening to music and you're probably making noise that way. If you're working on something DIY like woodworking, you're obviously using saws and Dremels and fucking drills. If you're recording outros for fucking Blender videos, you probably have a washing machine in the fucking background. I am too lazy to close my door, so you're gonna enjoy that. Yeah, anyways, I have other projects in mind, as I said, and I'll be getting around them eventually. One of them is an esports car, roughly. I don't know, I've still not fleshed the idea out completely. I won't be making full tutorial videos on those. I simply don't have the time. They'll more likely be F40 styled and just talking about the finished products. That's pretty much it. I've said what I wanted to say. I've got other things to do. So yeah, I'll see you in part 2 actually, unless I shit something out in the meantime. Bioshock part 2 coming up. No, probably not. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I might record and edit a Bioshock video in a day if I get the fucking inspiration for it. I also might not. I have no idea. I say goodbye to you all, and I'm going to go eat something because I am starving just a little bit. So see ya, fellas. Have a good one. Adio. The way I'm recording this is really fucking shit. I didn't script a post outro, but I'm gonna put this after the outro, and I'm gonna go record the outro now, and you will actually notice me putting down my laptop here, and this is my laptop. Oh, I might have yeeted it into the wall a little bit. I have a chair. My grandpa gave me a chair.